Hello and welcome to Weekly MTG. I'm your host, Blake Rasmussen, but you're not here for me. You're here for the man on this direction, right over here. Friend of the show and Phyrexian sleeper agent, Matthew Lillard. Welcome to the show, Matthew. How you doing?
Behold perfection. Dude, they're not here to see me. They're here to see you. You are the voice of the people.
It's a little bit of both, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, but we're going to start with column B. We'll go with column B for Beadles and Grimm because Matthew is here to share some details about an upcoming drop that they've got. So the last time we saw Matthew, we were doing this math just before the show started, was about 6-7 months ago, and you were here talking about Here Be Dragons.
Yeah.
And then
how crazy was that? How crazy was
it? It was fantastic. Yeah, people loved it. It did amazingly, and so now we're here. So tell us, we teased this a couple weeks ago on the Beadles and Grimm's website and on our website too. Behold new Phyrexia. So where did this start? How did this come about?
Yeah, great question. So so we did Here Be Dragons. It was a great success for us. It was a great success for community. We had an unbelievably great relationship working with Magic. We do, gaming elements for Dungeons and Dragons and other companies. So we had this idea. We continually wanted to work with the Magic community. And it was awesome because the Magic team came to us and said, hey, listen, we have this thing that we want to drop and we're not really sure how to drop it. We thought that maybe you'd be a great partner to produce it. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to drop for the first time ever a Rosetta Stone for the Phyrexian language. And they didn't want to just be like, here's the web page and here's how you do it. They were looking for a sort of a fun way for the community to learn how to translate the Phyrexia. It's been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so they came to us and we developed this product with that in mind. The entire idea is to drop the language and the source rules of the language for Phyrexian to the community.
Okay, so what does that look like? What does that source language look like?
Yeah, so in our sort of box, how do you make an incredible box experience? How do we elevate the game experience, the legend and lore experience for the players? I mean, there's a lot of companies out there that do products that are deck boxes or counters, whatever. And our whole sort of the thing that makes us excited as Beadle and Grimm's is how do we tell the story? How do we tell the legend and the lore? So what we did is we went out and built a box experience and included all these elements. The sort of the crown jewel of that is a booklet, right? It's more than 36 pages, and of telling and sort of explaining the language. And what we did is we created this character that found a shard and starts to unravel the mysteries of the shard. And as he does, the further along he goes, things happen to that character. And then that's sort of the first half of that book. And the second half of the book are all, a bunch of rules and language, sort of how you break it down and how you
an academic text / journal for the Phyrexian language.
Exactly. Okay. It's an in-world journal, right? So it's sort of like this. It's a really cool piece that we're really excited to share. That not only sort of tells you the language, but also tells a story. And then on top of that, we're like, okay, so that's sort of legend of lore. What can we do to deliver gameplay? Because that's the one thing we've learned about our customers. They want gameplay. They want things that they can utilize within their commander games or their games. So we went out and included in this set is this really cool resin deck box that's got this sinewy sort of red, Phyrexian vibe to it. There it is. That's a mock-up. So it's a little different than most deck boxes. Obviously, we're used to sort of the squared, obviously, the standard deck box. But we built this a little differently. This has 65 cards can fit on each side of that deck box. It's kind of a throwback to an old 50s card decks. So we built that. It's got magnets. It's really cool. On the inside, there's place to keep your counters. There's place to keep 65 decks, 65 cards on both sides. And then within that, so obviously, we deliver sleeves. So we have a
Okay.
sleeve experience that goes along with it. I think we can bring those up too.
Yeah.
Right. So there she is.
And everything's
So
got
that,
something written on it in Phyrexia in there.
yeah, exactly. And so those card sleeves, we offer obviously 65 of those in case you want to do, 265 card decks, or if you want to do a commander deck with some extras. So we provide 130 sleeves there. And that's the art. She's badass.
Mm-hmm.
We are complete. We are perfection.
Now we've got,
and then so on top of that deck box, there's these two little, there's place to put spin down dice on top of that deck box. So we have 4 spin down dice that are included there. Yeah, it's this whole sort of complete package.
Cool. And then you're also, I noticed your hoodie has Phyrexian language on the side, on the sleeves. Yeah. Is that part of the deal? What is that?
So we also went to Magic the Gathering and said we want to do a badass hoodie. And so this is, nobody's ever seen this before. This goes on sale right now, actually. Blake, while we're talking, my partner's like pushing live.
Pushing the button on Beadles and Grimm.
Yeah. So it's just a cool hoodie. On the side, we've got logos, but on the side there's Phyrexian.
Cool.
And once you get the Rosetta Stone, you can translate what it says. It says Matthew Lillard is radical.
That's in Phyrexian. Yeah. Okay. So that's available like right now.
Yeah, literally, right. Johnny and I have a bet as to how many we're going to sell, if we're going to sell any. So I'm hoping everyone. I'm always positive, and Johnny's not. So I'm hoping we sell 10,000 of them today. But I don't think
all right, cool. So so those are on sale on BeadlesandGrimm.com right now. What about the the Behold New Phyrexia package? When does that go on sale?
Okay, so we are at MagicCon Philly. I think. Are you going to Philly?
I am going to Philly. I'm doing a panel at Philly.
Ain't you famous? What are you going to talk about on your? What are you going to talk about on your panel?
We're going to talk about Magic the Gathering. I'm doing the March of the Machine First Look panel on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'll be there too.
So we're going. Yeah. So we're going to Philly. This set launches February 17, 18, and 19. We have Philadelphia con exclusive. So we'll have 400 units for sale at the con every day. But these go live to everyone in the world on February 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And that's at beadleandgrimm.com. The thing is that, people should know that we have to operate within the boundaries of what Magic the Gathering wants. And so we are able to print up to 7,000. Oh, we forgot, dude.
We haven't done. I was waiting for an opening. We forgot one part of the Behold New Phyrexia, which is the card.
I mean, that's so embarrassing. I was so spazzy.
You're excited.
So quickly and so excited.
This part's pretty exciting too. So when you were talking about the gameplay components, this is one of the cards. This is the card that's in the set. Yeah. So this is Mental Misstep. Yeah. In Phyrexian language.
Huge card in Phyrexian language. We're very excited to be able to present that. It will be foiled. It's an awesome card. It's obviously, an awesome card in play in your commander deck. It's sort of OP in many ways, but it's exciting, and we're excited to be able to present it in a very limited way in Phyrexia, which is pretty badass.
Yeah. All right, so
I can't believe I almost forgot that, Blake. That my partner.
I had the list in front of me. We weren't going to get past it, and that's my favorite part. That's really cool. I played through that era when Mental Misstep was a thing, and having it in Phyrexian language is pretty dang cool. Okay, so Behold New Phyrexia. It contains a journal, a deck box, the card sleeves, life counters, the hard card case. For Mental Misstep, which is the last thing. Is that everything? I get it? Cool.
That is everything. There's a paper craft that goes in. Here Be Dragons, we did a big reveal. So we have another paper craft delivering the sort of unboxing experience that people like. Again, it goes on sale February 18th at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And then we're doing a con exclusive in Philadelphia. So if you're in Philadelphia and you're thinking about going to the con, come check us out. We'll have 400 units to sell each day. And so this is all the elements. It's pretty cool. If you go to the deck box, which I think is the next slide, you see that little red part on this? So that our dice land in there, our spin down dice are there. So you and your partner, whoever you're playing, can do a spin down. We have 4 D10s that you can spin down from, whatever number you want. So
very cool. And then there's so are you guys, where at Philly can people get this? Are you going to have a booth? Is it going to be at the main merch center? Okay, you guys are going to have a booth. Cool.
Grims will be there. We'll be selling our dice sets. We'll have hoodies for sale. We have hopefully we have a bunch of people showing up, saying hi, coming by the booth. And, look, we're excited about being in this community. We've been a part of D&D for a long time now. And for us later on this year, we have hopes to bring out another set of fan forward sort of Magic products that we're really excited about sharing, and to continually build opportunities to tell legend and lore of these incredible settings. I mean, that's sort of what we love to do, and we hope to get a chance to do that. And hopefully this is successful and people are happy with it and excited. And if you're, listen, we're always available for feedback. We want to know how people feel. We want people to sort of send us email and let us, and fill us in on what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong.
Yeah, awesome. Before we let you go, there were a couple people asking for us to repeat a little bit of information. So tell everyone again, when does the drop go online?
Okay, it goes online February 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And that's at beadleandgrims.com.
Yep. And so that answers
and we're allowed to sell. Yeah, we're allowed to sell up to 7,000 cards. I mean, so we have up to 7,000 units we're allowed to move. And then Blake, the hoodie.
The hoodie. That's on sale now. Yeah, and that's the one you're also going to have that one at Philly, right?
Yes, this will be. And then it comes, and this is the cardinal color. Kind of looks like the sinews of the Phyrexian sort of world. And then we have a black and white one. So for somebody who wants to be a little more basic.
Cool. And then the last question, are you yourself going to be in Philadelphia?
I was supposed to be in Philadelphia, but I just got cast in a movie called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Which congratulations.
It's very fun. It's a 3-picture deal with Universal and Blumhouse. So unfortunately, my day job is taking me off to work, which I'm very grateful for. But I am not actually going to be in Philly this time.
Fair enough. Well, best of luck.
Nobody invited me to participate in a panel, so I'm not going.
You know what? You can if you happen to show up, you can come on our panel. But I
was supposed to show up and engage and I wanted to compete, but they wouldn't let me. No, yeah.
I bet we would have made some room. We would have figured it out, but it sounds like you've got something pretty cool. Yeah. Okay.
I have my day.
Yeah. All right. Well, Matthew, thank you for joining us and stopping by. Everyone at home, beadlesandgrimm.com right now to get the hoodie. Otherwise, February 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific time online to get the Behold New Phyrexia drop. Or you can get it at MagicCon Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Blake, I just want to say thank you real quick. Your support means the world to us. So we appreciate you having me on and able to talk about this exciting project.
Absolutely. Happy to have you on.
Thanks.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
All right. For everyone sticking around, now we're doing some pack cracking. So we are coming up on the pre-release for Phyrexia All Will Be One. So I got some product that we're going to open. That's what we're doing today. I'm going to take off these headphones. Oh, there we go. So I got some cool stuff today because not only do we have collector boosters and draft boosters and set boosters like we always have, but I do have a complete edition that we are going to open up. We're going to start with collector boosters because they come out first. Then we're going to move on to the complete edition, which is definitely something you want to see on camera to see how great it is. All right. We're going to do collector boosters first. It's mostly for my own recording purposes because we want to break off the complete edition into its own segment. So I'm going to do this first, and then we're going to do the complete edition. Yeah, the question changes to the RCQ system. We're going to talk about that next week. Billy Jensen's going to be joining us for the show. We'll talk about RCQ updates. We'll have some promos. We will talk about basically anything play. Got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and we got Billy Jensen for an hour, so we might as well just ask him a bunch of stuff, right? All right, so collector boosters. All right, we're gonna. I'm opening this backwards because the rear is on the other side. All right, so foil token. We got the Hollow Sentinel made by our dear dead boy Venser, Phyrexian Might. Yes, it's just terrifyingly sad that Venser makes Hollow Sentinels that look a lot like Karn. All right. Next up, we got commons. I'll throw a couple, even though they're commons, I'll throw a couple of these up on. So you start out with 4 foil commons. 1 experimental augury, 2, 3 little blazing crescendo, and 4. I do love the art in this set. It is creepy, it's weird. All right, then we hit 2 foil uncommons. Charforger. Then we get the foil land. So this slot can be either of the lands. There's the panorama lands, and there are the Phyrexian lands. So we got a Phyrexian mountain in this case. All right, next up we get, so next slot is a foil rare or mythic. If you missed Matthew Lillard, and that's what you came here for, we'll post this back. I mean, you can also just scrub the current video and head back to the beginning, but we'll also be posting this video on YouTube afterwards. All right, then you get an extended rare mythic in that slot, followed by an extended rare mythic from either Commander or Jumpstart, non-foil. So that is one of the Commander set booster cards. And then we get the Booster Fun Uncommon, followed by a foil. Fantastic little thrumming bird there. All right, then we get a step in complete. The step in complete can be any rarity. You get 1 step in complete per. So this is how the step in completes look in person. They're really, really cool. All right, and then the last 2 slots can contain a variety of things. Here we get the what if. So this is the basically we'll call it the non-foil fancy slot. It can be, it's a rare mythic, it's non-foil, and it's basically any of the treatments. So here we get the what if version of Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. And then finally the foil fancy slot, we get Unctus Grand Metatact. Yeah. I've seen a lot of step cards with lines on them with, will you guys replace them? I can't speak to specific issues because I don't know. But if a product is damaged or defunct, we will generally replace them. You just have to contact customer service, show them what's going on, and they'll take it from there. All right, so 4 commons, right, you don't know the names of the different types of foils and which symbols go with which sets. I do. But I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. So I'm double checking as I'm going. All right, so we get a Phyrexian language land. That's a swamp. Then we get a foil rare mythic from the main set, a Mercurial Spelldancer. Nice. Then we get extended rare mythic, a Monument to Perfection from the main set. And then we get one from, this one's from Commander. Again, this slot can be from Commander or Jumpstart. We get the Blightbelly Rat. Yes, this is a collector booster, not a regular pack. I guess we have to define regular. So there's set boosters, draft boosters, and collector boosters. This is a, and here's a rare Step Incomplete. This is a collector booster. This is where we fancy with stuff like the Step Incomplete foiling. It feels a little different too. That's obviously not something I can translate over the screen, but it's got a smoothness to it that's a little different than other foils, which is really nice. Ooh, Phyrexian Obliterator. Is the one right over my shoulder. There we go. Phyrexian Obliterator. And then finally, foil fancy is Norn's Wellspring. So that's another version, extended, that you can get right there. If you open a foil rat, you should say, "Rats foiled again." I already did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I did open a Blightbelly Rat. Sorry. Didn't get there. Oh, there we go. Rats foiled again. There you go. You're welcome. Every time. I don't know about additional print runs for the complete bundle. That I do not know. Phyrexian Jellyfish. Salt. All right, land. There we go. So these are the panorama lands. If we get all 5, we'll lay them out in the panorama and see. But yeah, so you can get either the Phyrexian or the panorama. Those are the 2 types of lands. They drop pretty much equally. There's Venser. Venser, who makes little puppet hollow sentinels. All right, Venerated Rot Piece, Priest. Might Overseer. Cankerbloom. Sawblade Scamp. And then we got another Step Incomplete. This is an uncommon Necrogen Rot Priest. And then, yeah, I didn't do the token. A little Phyrexian Goblin token, Rebel. And then the non-foil fancy slot is, in this case, Slowbad, Iron Golem. And the foil one, Chisgoria Forged Tyrant. And note that this is where you can get the commander cards in extended foil. How many boosters does the collector box have? 12. Yes, I counted to make sure. That's because I want to make sure my memory's right. I didn't get much sleep last night. I have small children. Phyrexian Might, Rebel. All right, we're gonna zip through the commons. If you see a common that you want shown, actually that's pretty cool art. I mean, they all have pretty cool art, but I know a lot of people liked the Thrill of Possibility. It looks especially good in foil. Smith. Uncommon Vat Emergence, Traxxas Skitterfang, Plains. Terrifying. Ooh, nice. Jace the Perfected Mind in straight up foil. And then Argentum Masticore. Serum Sovereign. Sawblade Scamp. Matthew Lillard was here earlier. We started the show with him. Feel free to rewind and check that out, or we're going to put the VOD up on YouTube again later. Glissa, nice. And then finally, Monumental Corruption. I do not have any knowledge of the Windows Touch functionality. So I can't be of help there. I do know what you're talking about, but I don't know of any progress on work on that. What's my favorite card from this set? I always have a tough time answering that until I start playing with stuff. Okay, here is another Panorama Land. My son's name is Jace. It's hard for me not to like a Jace, even when it's a Phyrexianized Jace. You know, for me, actually, this set, it's less about individual cards, and it's a lot about the style. I love this Unctus. I have a mono blue artifact deck that's probably going to go in, and I love the callback. There are a lot of callbacks that hit my nostalgia bone really well. Lux Artillery, but I'm a big fan of the art and the treatment in this set, and just like that, Sinew Dancer is not. It's a pretty powerful draft card, but just amazingly. All right, we got Step and Compleat Slowbad. Yeah, and just like the old characters coming back. Things like this Koth, the What If, Planeswalkers are amazing. Very spooky, Venser Corpse Puppet. Venser's one of my favorite characters. His previous cards are some of my favorite cards, so this one, Venser hits me hard. All right, let's see. Next Historic Anthology win. So I don't have any arena announcements on my docket, on the Weekly MTG docket, until February 21st, and then we're going to be doing some arena announcements on here. Favorite cards all be one. That's a good one. Strong card, really powerful. Yep, totally a coincidence that my son's name is Jace. It kind of is. It was my wife's idea, but I'm 100% positive she heard it because of Magic. And I told her exactly where it was from. And she's like, oh, that must have been where I heard it. And she still really liked it, and I was obviously on board. Obviously. We have not pulled any Nahiri yet. Scourge. I love all the doubling Phyrexian Dominus. Why did the green one cost so much comparatively? So I'm not on the design team, but or development team or any of the teams that make the game. My guess on why the green one costs more, one, green is very good at making more mana. Who asked if we pulled the Nahiri? And what sort of voodoo do you have? All right, well, that's a Phyrexian non-foil Nahiri. Whoever that was insane. All right. And then a Thronebreaker of Silence. So why does the green one cost more? Again, not on that team. My guess, green is better at making a ton of mana, and green's ability, the green one often just immediately wins the game. That would be my sense. Well, the others need you to do a thing and then do something after. The green one works really well with an already developed board, giving it a sort of like pseudo-virtual haste. Which would, oh, went the wrong way. Well, we know what's happening there. Which gives it a sort of pseudo haste, which sort of lets you tack a mana onto it. I don't know. I'm just guessing. What is Step and Compleat? Step and Compleat is the foiling down here. So when we get to that, I'll show it again. It is there we go, forest there. It's a special foiling. It's a foil Eternal Wanderer. That's nice. That only comes in collector boosters, and it's really cool. It's a little different than normal foiling, and we'll get to it in just 1 second. It's the next card in this pack, Step Incomplete. So you can see the Phyrexian symbols in the foiling. That is Step Incomplete. Let's see, Malcator, Purity Overseer, and finally, as we knew, Spell Dancer. What is Beadle and Grimm's? Beadle and Grimm's is a company that makes gaming accessories. They started working with us on D&D and have recently started making some really cool Magic products. So they made Here Be Dragons, which came out it came out last June. And then what we talked about today was, I want to get the name right, Behold New Phyrexia. So Behold New Phyrexia has a bunch of cool stuff in it. There is a Phyrexian language journal, which is kind of the centerpiece of the product, where you can have all of the Phyrexian language at your fingertips, and it's written in a narrative style from the point of view of a fictional person, and then who's learning the Phyrexian language, and it contains all the information on how to translate Phyrexian. There's a little Kaido there, and goes from there and tells a little story. And then there's also some sleeves, a really cool deck box. That's the part I'm a fan of. And the card Mental Misstep in the Phyrexian language. So that'll be for sale through, so this is Step Incomplete Elish Norn. And it's a concept praetor. So this is part of the line of the concept praetors. Yeah, that's it. That's a good find. That's a good find. Yeah, Beadle and Grimm's. If you head to beadleandgrimms.com, they have actually the Phyrexian hoodies are for sale now. The drop that we were talking about goes on sale February 18th, or you can get it at their booth at MagicCon Philly. Yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. Impressive. Let's see Paul Allen's Elish Norn. Yeah, the concept praetors are fantastic. Really cool idea, really fantastic execution. All right. 2. All right, we've got another Plains. Plains is the center of the landscape. I don't think we've gotten all the lands to show the panorama. Sinew Dancer, foil Blight. I'm not saying the rats thing again. Step Incomplete Sinew Dancer. This one probably wins for my favorite art on a non-rare mythic. Here's the Hunger Dominus. So yeah, for the person who asked why this one was so expensive, so most of them you have to do something after you cast them. So the white one, you know, your tokens, you have to play them or trigger them after you play it. The red one, you need to deal damage after you play it, etc., etc. This one comes down, and if you already have a board, it immediately affects the board and sometimes even wins. And Avika Enigma Goliath. So that would be my guess why it's more expensive, but again, I was not... Elena did kill it on the Panorama Basics. When's the first March of the Machine preview? Great question. So I'm going to be in Philadelphia, and it's not just for my health or because the event's awesome. It's also because on Sunday we are doing the first look for March of the Machine in a panel, and I'm going to be running that panel. We're going to have a bunch of guests who are going to be talking, who actually made the set, but I will be there doing this, basically, hosting. So we're going to show off the first look at March of the Machine cards at Philadelphia on that panel. Yes, we will immediately be putting it on YouTube as soon as it's done. So it's not something we're just gating behind the Philadelphia ticket. You will be able to see it as soon as it's done and we get it up on YouTube. So don't fret if you do not make it. Are we going to see a battle mechanic? I don't know. Oh, that's Step and Complete. And also, Cankerbloom's a really good card. Cankerbloom is a really good card. All right. Razorverge Thicket. Cool. It's our first fast land. And then finally, Bloated Contaminator. All right. Once we're done with the collector booster, we will move on to the Compleat Edition bundle. These are collector boosters, yes. What was my favorite Matthew Lillard movie? Ooh, I'm old enough to say Hackers. I am old enough to say Hackers. Might be Hackers, might be Scream. I'd honestly have to look. Matthew Lillard, I'm of the age and the generation where Matthew Lillard has been essentially a consistent presence in my movie-going life for the entire time. All right, Island. We might actually be pretty close with that panorama. What are we at? Forest, mountain. Okay, we're short of swamp for the panorama. We'll see if we get there. Merrick's, Red Sun's Twilight, Geth Summons. Yeah, the amazing thing about Matthew Lillard's career, which has spanned a long time, and now he's doing Five Nights at Freddy's, is you can kind of tell someone's age by their favorite Matthew Lillard movie. Malira the Living Cure, and ooh, a foil Tyvar. All right, and then last one, and then we will move on to the Compleat Edition. She's All That was my youth as well. You know, it's just hard to pick one. It is hard to pick one. Somewhat funny, not really funny. She's All That story, but the main character's name in She's All That, played by Freddie Prinze Jr., was Caleb Salyer, I think. And I played soccer with a guy by the exact same name. Conduit of Worlds. They might have spelled their last names a little different, but either way, it was weird. Step and Complete. Step and Complete What If Jorkadine. Pretty fantastic. And then just more reminders that Venser's dead. Followed by, boom, Foil Copperline Gorge. That's a nice one to end on. Not that complete. No, he's dead. Venser's dead. Producer Sean tried to tell me Venser's not. Venser's dead. They are using his corpse as a puppet, hence the name. All right. Let me clean this up, and then we'll do a whole segment on the Compleat Edition. Yeah, that's a really nice touch from the art team that the that the Venser token looks like Karn. Venser's dead because he sacrificed himself to save Karn. All right, so we did not quite get the panorama. I'm trying to see, because that's in the middle. something like, I think it's like that. And then we're missing a swamp. All right. Before we do, all right. So this is the Phyrexia All Will Be One Bundle Compleat Edition. So this comes out a little bit later than the main set, but I would recommend pre-ordering it if you are able, because this thing is amazing. Okay, so this is what the outside of the box looks like. You can tell this is raised. You know, it almost hurts me to open this. It's really, this is raised. It's really cool. It's got the easy to open things on the side. I am going to open it because it's pretty cool inside too. I actually have not, look at that, I've got some Phyrexian language there. I have not opened one of these before. So most sets I do a test opening. So I know, I'm not surprised by anything. I have not done that with this. So I am seeing this for the first time with the rest of you. Okay, so it comes with this piece of art, which has the Junji Ito, Elish Norn art on one side, and this piece on the other, by Pedro Potier. All right, and then, again, this is raised, so this is the deck box that it comes in. This is the one that you'll hold on to. Really cool, really stylized. Fantastic for storing. Phyrexia All Will Be One cards. Lets you know right there. All right, so then we open it up. We've got the cardboard on the outside. So the cardboard comes with punch outs. So you've got tokens here, so you can use those as oil counters. You've got the Elish Norn punch out here, which is just cool. You've got some more Phyrexianized punch outs. Got some more fantastic art on this side. All this can be punched out, used as tokens, placeholders, whatever you need it for. I think these are perfect oil counters. Okay, and then, so these are the packs. We'll get to the packs in a moment. But then, so that is the promo. So every bundle will get one of these. That is a foil Phyrexian language, Phyrexian Arena. Super appropriate. And we should be able to do the panorama from here. All right, so you open up this, and you get the Phyrexian language lands. So you get 4 of each. All foil. And then yeah, this is definitely full of stuff for Elish Norn fans. All right, and then we've got, so we'll do the panorama with these, but we'll also look at them up close. Again, you get 4 of each. Gorgeous art by Elena Danner, friend of the show. Pretty sure that goes like that. And the mountain. Could be putting these in the wrong order. I don't think I am, but could be. Someone in chat can tell me if I'm putting these in the wrong order. That might actually be
red, blue, white, green, black.
Red, blue, white, green, black. Okay. There we go. See it? Okay, I see it. I see it. There's the continuation there. That slides into that. Got it. All right. Yeah, all these lands are foil. All right, and I'll slide this down so that, there we Or producer Sean's got it, because he's better at this than I am. All right, so that's the panorama. And again, you get 4 of each in foil in both the panorama and the Phyrexia one. All right, so then you get set boosters. But we want the Compleat Edition booster first. So these are set boosters. They're much like the other set boosters. The Compleat Edition one, though, is one that has the cool stuff. I've seen the questions about how limited the product is. I honestly don't know that off the top of my head, which is why I don't have an answer. I see the question, I do not have an answer right here and now, and I wouldn't want to quote it. Usually, if it is a limited product, that is in the article announcing it. So if you check out our product articles, okay, so this is raised. These are incredible. Yeah, again, it's raised. Yeah, it's really hard to do these justice on digital photos, which is why I like to open these up. So, yeah, just incredible. And this is textured. When I know it's hard to see, but it feels really cool. You can see the texture as the light shines off of it. But yeah, all of that texture is right there. Does it feel like the old holograms? No. I'm trying to think of an equivalent of what it feels like. Yeah, I don't know. Do the textured surface impact their playability in tournaments? No, they shouldn't. All right, and then, again, so this is, all right, so, so this is a Pandrel, Hunger Dominus. Again, it's this oil slick raised, yeah, again, this is, you can feel the texture on here. And then we've got Jace Perfected Mind. Again, it's raised. And these versions are only available in the Compleat Edition with this oil slick treatment. Yeah, I just keep touching it as if that, but I mean, like, look, you can see the texturing here at the bottom, even with the lettering. That's amazing, yeah. And then, since we've got set boosters in here, we'll open set boosters as well. So, of note, there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 set boosters in the Compleat Edition. So that's in addition to the Compleat Edition pack, as well as the Phyrexian Arena and the foil lands. So that is what you get in there, and of course the box, which is super cool. All right, let's open some set boosters. So, set boosters come with an art card. There is not a spin down in here. So then we get the panorama lands in non-foil. Then we get some commons, uncommons, we get a couple booster fun versions, a rare Goliath Hatchery, Blue Sun's Twilight, and a foil. Panorama. I do not have a price for the bundle. We don't do price on our end. I would check with your local retailer. And then we got a Synthesis Pod, really cool commander card, Chrome Coast, and a foil Rebel Salvo. I also got the Junji Ito art card. Not the signature one though, unfortunately, but still very cool. Are the oil slick versions readable from across the table? I mean, they're fairly dark, but I would say yes. So like the nice thing is that, I mean, obviously it's going to depend on your lighting, but you can see how the text pops. Kind of no matter what way you turn it, you can still see the text. Granted, I've got studio lighting here, so your results may vary. But I know that that is a focus of the team, is making them both cool and feel in-world while also being readable. So yeah, the text is meant to pop a little bit. I don't know why it doesn't do MSRPs in quotes. We don't. We announced it and everything. I know it's not always a popular thing, but it is the way things are and the way they have been for a few years now. The thing about MSRP is it never even applied in a lot of places. All right, this show you can get foil lands in here. We got a Tyvar, Jubilant Brawler, Skitterfang, Phyrexian Obliterator art card, land. All right, we've only got a couple minutes. I'm going to finish with this set booster and then make sure we get to do a draft booster as well, because we have not done one of those yet. Let me pick all this up. And then one last look at these bundle exclusive. Yeah, just really cool looking. What are the questions around the contents of the Compleat Edition? I just opened one, so if you have questions about what I just opened, I'd be happy to answer them. Every set booster pack has a full art land of one of the two versions, either the Phyrexianized one or the Panorama lands. Do I have any leaks for the OP announcement on the 6th? I mean, if it came from me, it wouldn't be a leak. It would just be me saying a thing. But now we did soft announce one of the changes yesterday on social media, that we're going to be moving to unified formats for each RCQ season. Well, thanks. I like hanging out with you all. This is one of my favorite streams. And we got a bonus Matthew Lillard on this one, too. All right. The lands you got inside the pack and the lands in the bundle, are they full art or only some? They're all full art. They're all full art. When will we have more information on the LGS secret layer? You know, we do have a date for that, and I do not remember it off the top of my head. All right. Okay, draft booster. Let's go through a draft booster real quick. We'll talk about what we draft, and then end a show. That's all we have time for. All right, I mean, okay. So if you open this in a draft, you're going to pick a Planeswalker. I mean, Kaito has 3 abilities and Tyvar has 2. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's got to be Kaito, I think. Kaito can protect himself, draw cards, and then, yeah, create a little drone token. Tyvar is pretty good value. The first ability, you may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. In limited, that's going to matter a lot less. The untapping is basically vigilance, which isn't super relevant. I mean, you could try to build around tap abilities, but not like Armored Scrap Gorger. But I think Kaito's the stronger pick. All right, now that was a little easy. We'll set those aside. So let's say that we did not open up a Planeswalker. So Vivisection Evangelist is very strong. Armored Scrap Gorger is strong and versatile. You know, I like Augury, I like Hunter's Maze, but I would say that these two are probably the most powerful. Now, there's certainly an open question of, you know, what archetypes are strongest. You know, you could go in on some of the 4 Mirrodin equipment. That archetype looks fairly strong and interesting. You know, getting one that has a cheap equip cost seems like it's going to be important. But, and then, you know, there's an argument that Prologue to Pheresis is just a kind of bread and butter card that makes a ton of decks work. I would probably, I'm going into this format completely blind. I would probably take Armored Scrap Gorger because it leaves you the most open going forward. Vivisection Evangelist is certainly the most powerful, but it requires you to specifically draft white-black corrupted, essentially, which, you know, you'll be able to do, but Armored Scrap Gorger leaves you a bit more open, so I would probably go that. Yeah, exactly. Scrap Gorger, it fixes as well as making oil counters, which is important for a lot of different archetypes. Okay. That is all we have time for. So, again, thank you, Matthew Lillard, for joining us this week. Head over to beadlesandgrimm.com right now, and you can pick up that hoodie he was wearing with the Phyrexian language, El Schnorr on the front. Those are also going to be available at MagicCon Philly, where Beadles and Grimm will have a booth, and they will be selling there. Let me pull it up and go over the contents one more time. Make sure I don't miss anything. Behold New Phyrexia is their drop. So you can get it either at MagicCon Philadelphia or through Beadle and Grimm's website starting February 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific. It is going to contain a super cool Phyrexian language journal that is going to let you translate Phyrexian and learn it front to back. It's going to contain a Phyrexian artifact deck box. It's going to contain some Elish Norn card sleeves, 130 of those. It's going to contain some D10s, 4 of them for life counters. And then it's going to come with the limited edition Mental Misstep. So they are only selling 7,000 of these. So definitely check it out at MagicCon Philly, where you can head to Beadles and Grimm, or you can head to their website on February 18th. Next week, as I said, Billy Jensen will be joining us to talk play. We'll have a ton of time to ask him questions, so if you want to know more about what's happening with play, whether it is competitive or at the local level, Billy Jensen can answer all of those questions. We'll talk more about the changes to the RCQ. We'll unveil the next set of promos for the RCQ season, and we'll just talk about play, and we'll also probably spend some time gushing about the return of the Pro Tour at MagicCon Philadelphia. So we've been talking a lot about MagicCon Philadelphia, but don't forget that we will have wall-to-wall coverage of Pro Tour All Will Be One at Philadelphia. This is the first Pro Tour back in paper since before the pandemic. So, we had Worlds at Magic 30, which was fantastic and amazing, but Worlds is a smaller field. There's just something special about a Pro Tour. And so we're going to be bringing you wall-to-wall coverage right here on twitch.tv/magic that weekend of February 17th through 19th. Additionally, at Philadelphia, if you're not able to make it, there's some stuff for you at home. We're going to be putting panels on YouTube afterwards, including the March of the Machine first look that is happening February 19th. Until then, I've been your host, Blake Rasmussen, and I will see you next week.